Okay, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen this. If not, now you have. I don't know if this is even real or not, but we're on the internet and we know nobody lies on the internet, so this has to be real, right? With AI these days, stories are kind of crazy. How do you even tell if a story is AI or not? Like, if I tell you a story right now, how can you tell that I'm lying or not? They have receipts, but can't you just fake that? Like, text messages can be faked, right? Regardless if this is real or not, I think it's entertaining. So I've taken like a slight peek at it, but I didn't really read like the entire story behind it. So I think this will be interesting to go through. Look at the amount of upvotes and comments on this. Genshin Impact is hitting mainstream for the second time in 4 years. It got so popular, it got locked. So the title of this post is, Am I overreacting that my fiance spent 600 on gacha? I think if you are like an avid gacha player, if you play Genshin for, a couple of years, 600 might not seem too much to you. I bet some of you are like looking at this and saw 600 and you're like, that's it? That is genuinely some of your reaction. That's how hard Genshin fucked your brain. You saw $600 on a video game and you said that's it. But to be fair, this is less than what some people spend on Genshin Impact, right? 600, that's less than how much Tectone spent on his Staff of Homa by like 3 times. So we're gonna take a look at this together because I don't know the backstory behind this. All right, time to read. My fiance spent $600 on a gacha game without asking. I flipped out and now his entire family are calling me abusive and encouraging him to call off the engagement. For context, I work 55 hours a week and he drives Uber during the day while I'm at work. We are paycheck to paycheck. Wow. A lot to unwrap here. I was gonna say spending $600 on a gacha game without asking that depends, right? If it's like free spending money, it's a different story if you are paycheck to paycheck, right? That means every dollar counts. $600, depending on where you live, is legitimately 1 month worth of rent, right? From what I've seen so far, spending $600 when you're living paycheck to paycheck is a bad sign. And when you work 55 hours a week, the physical and mental toll on that is pretty big as well. We'll see. We'll see where this story goes. On to the text messages. The receipts. Stop calling me. We need to talk right now. Pick up now. You're not being fair at all. I explained my boundaries to you, but you are not respecting them. This exactly what blank says is abusive about you. Wait, who is who? Is Green the author? So Green is the author, Gray is the fiance. You spent $600 on our credit card on a fucking game. Okay, so it's not his money. If you say our credit card, that means it's a shared account. It's money from both parties. I explained it already to you. $600 for 2 virtual characters you don't need without asking when we are paycheck to paycheck that the car was for emergencies with the Civic. And then they just posted a picture of Farina. What? What does that even mean? What is this? What is that? Why did they even do that? What is that? What is this reaction? How are you even supposed to react to that? Like, what is the reaction to that? We're living paycheck to paycheck and you spent $600 on pixels. And then the other guy is like, yeah, but look at this picture. Like, what? What is that? How are these two together? There's more. You told me you wanted her too, but you aren't happy for me. Lamau. What? What does that? Huh? What is that? What kind of reaction is that? Just because she wants the character doesn't mean she wants to spend $600 on it. What is the logic behind that? Actually, I am done. I am a 29-year-old man. I am allowed to make purchases without needing your permission. That is an abusive dynamic. Blank explained that very clearly to me. All right. Whoever this crossed out name is genuinely either trying to sabotage this relationship or is a complete dumbass. The worst part about this is that they asked someone else for advice and they gave the worst advice possible. 29-year-old man making purchases without needing permission. Fine. Valid. If it's from your own bank accounts and your own spending money. But if it's a shared accounts, that is no longer a valid argument. You cannot say, I'm allowed to make purchases without permission when you're spending money from a shared account. That doesn't make sense. There is no way whoever Pink name says that this is an abusive dynamic. Either this guy explained the situation completely wrong or Pink name is a complete idiot. There's only two scenarios. He either left out some really important information or Pink name is a complete idiot. Yes, I said I want Farina. I didn't say we should spend hundreds to get constellations. You are a fucking addict. True, that's what I said, right? You already spent all our Christmas money on it. You are snooping into your fiance's purchases. You should take a look at yourself. Who is this guy? Wait, but this guy is like actually completely ignoring the arguments. You are snooping into your fiance's purchases. You should take a look at yourself. Again, that's a valid argument if you are spending your own money on it off your own accounts. But again, this is supposedly, according to the story, a shared account, right? Next page. Okay, I'm getting invested. This is either a great AI story or a complete tragedy. So here we go. Dude, that is completely valid. That is a complete valid reaction. This is a shared cart that I set up for emergencies and you went behind my back. Why don't you tell Pink name about your gambling addiction to video game characters? Wait, so they have got to leave out some important details, right? Wait, this is unironically even worse because it's a shared card for emergencies. It's not like a shared, like a savings account. This is like legitimately for emergencies. If she breaks like her back or something like that, the money she needs for the hospital bill would come out from this account, right? This guy just typed A. Dude, this guy turned into Gargura for like a second. Actually, Pink name told me, that's a long name, by the way. Oh my God. Pink name told me all about your coercion. Is this even a word? No, that's not a word. Coercion is the word that they're looking for. There's no way this guy's 29 years old. Is it even being used correctly in this context? And I believe you are a narcissist personality. That is why you are continuing to try and control me and control my financial decision making. What is this guy on about? They circle this, so the next part has to be important. You know this is my values and I have had Farina as my wallpaper forever. I refuse to be verbally abused for being myself. I am battling anxiety and you do not care at all. What the hell? What does having Farina as your wallpaper have anything to do with spending $600 from your emergency fundings? There is no way the fiance managed to land this if they have a gacha edition, because all they would do is just spend all their time on their phone pulling for characters. Where does he get the money for dates and stuff like that? What? There's no way their Riz is that crazy, right? But in any case, this guy's not making any sense. Like, OP is trying to tell the guy that he spent $600 from their emergency fund, and this guy's like, you don't get to control how I spend my money. Okay, it's not your money. It's not your money. I don't want to get married to you. I think that's a mutual feeling at this point. I'm not talking on the phone. I emailed screenshots for my appointment tomorrow. Thank you for giving me a horrible anxiety attack and ruining my night. And no, I didn't do a fucking thing with Farina yet because of your calls. What? I love how their first priority is literally wanting to play the character. That is crazy. I refuse to believe this guy is 29 years old. I don't know. Maybe it's like a 29-year-old with the mentality of a 5-year-old. If this guy is real, he did not grow past the age of 5. This is actually toddler behavior. I will call Capital One and dispute the charge. Your account will get banned. She sends another finger. Try it, you will lose me forever. I'm going to Scottsdale for the night. Stop calling me for 12 hours and we can talk then. Good night. What? Where is this guy going? Will you please answer my mom? What? Please. I apologize for my reaction. As I said, my anxiety is bad today. Now I'm really curious because they're saying their fiance, right? Their fiance, that means someone has to propose to the other. One of them proposed to the other. So I wonder which one of them was the one that got proposed to. I feel like the 29-year-old fiance would be too busy playing Genshin Impact. I apologize for my reaction. As I said, my anxiety is bad today, and I have to do better. I love you. You don't need to dispute the charges. I will get you the money soon. Blank can spot me 600 tonight, so can you text him your Venmo? To be fair, at this point, it's not about the $600, right? It's about spending money that is not yours. It's not about the amounts. Well, it is in this case about the amount because they are living from paycheck to paycheck, but what is more important is the message that sends, right? Today he spent 600, tomorrow he could spend the entire account. Anxiety really bad, blank, please. There are some things you can forgive, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, that's a rough one. Stay single for life. That's not the message, okay? Should we read some of the replies? Okay, all right, first reply. I have 2 answers. First, you're never gonna win this argument with them. True. They're not even trying to like address the problem. They're literally just like not even making sense, I feel like. Even if he knows he's wrong, he's going to turtle up and defend it to the grave. Second, you don't need to win an argument to break up. Be prepared for his friends and families to be against you, but that's okay. Tell them nothing or tell them motherfuckers spent $600 that we didn't have from a shared credit card on a virtual character for a video game and then yelled at me for snooping. I can't deal with that for the rest of my life. That is so true. I 100% agree with that. I cannot agree with that more. If I could agree any more with that, I would, but I cannot agree with that even more. The $600 is bad, right? Spending $600 is bad, but what's even worse is their reaction to it. Wait, I want to see the OP's replies. Did OP reply to anything? Engagement is off. Oh, story's over. Good ending, just like Attack on Titan Season 4, where Eren Yeager gets his